Alright guys, let's talk about Marketplace. So the strategy for Marketplace is we are going to do, as you guys know, 2 to 3 warm Marketplace posting breakdown. We're going to do 2 to 3 warm up ads a week, at least, which we know of course is very important. And then we're going to post 1 ad a day for cell phones, and post 1 ad a day in electronics for laptops, Apple Watches, tablets, and high-end cameras. So, what we are doing now, what we're doing now for the titles for Marketplace, and this can be applied for the, you want to apply this for pretty much all the other platforms as well. If you have to post titles. Like Letgo, at the time of making this video, you don't have to post titles. They make the titles for you. But anytime you have to post titles, like if you're doing 5 miles or OfferUp, the titles that we're going to use, what we used to do is we would make I buy smartphones, and we would disguise those titles. So the title would be like I buy smartphones. This would be the title, right? So we would disguise it like that. And we'd probably put some spaces. These can still work, and it's still okay experimenting with that. What we're all pretty much doing, though, is we are using, for the titles, we are using the names of actual items for sale. So what do I mean by that? We're using titles like iPhone 8 Plus, Red Edition, 256 gigabyte, AT&T. We've noticed that over the last couple months, and this video is updated, this video, I'm making this video in the second half of 2000, I believe it's the second half of 2019. So it's, or in the middle, I'm making this video in like the, no, let's see. It's pretty much where it is. So this is like very updated training. We're making the titles for the apps in the Marketplace. You're going to want to use titles like this. iPhone 8 Plus Red Edition 256 gigabyte. Samsung, Galaxy, S10e, S10e, Sprint in the box. So we're using titles where the names are of actual items that we could be selling. This does a couple things. These stick really well, and the other thing is the title doesn't really matter. Say, Aaron, why doesn't it matter? Image is the most important part. Let me prove it to you. If we browse Marketplace, and people are browsing Marketplace, right? They got the 7-second attention span. And let's type in just iPad 6th Gen. The titles are there, but what stands out the most? What stands out the most is the image. The image is what catches people's attention the most. You guys see that? It's all about the image. The image is what catches people's attention. So as long as the image sticks and it says I buy iPads or I buy smartphones or whatever it is that's written on there, we don't really have to worry about anything else. You're going to be doing just fine. Now, there's always going to be a percentage of leads where people think that you are selling the phone. So, there's always like that. There's no way around that, to where people are going to be like, hey, is this phone still available? They don't read the image, or they don't read the description, or they didn't see it. It doesn't matter, right? You're always going to get that. And I always get that. There's no way around it. That's how it is. And I just ignore those. I only respond to people that are messaging me that have an item for sale. So let's do like iPhone XX Max. So when we type this in, you guys see how this cash for iPhones pops up? Cash paid for top phones. I buy iPhones. Right? This is what gets people's attention the most. So the image is the most important part. And the title we're going to use for the title is just going to be title of actual phones. And I'm going to give you guys a bunch of them, but I just want you guys to see. So let's see if I can pull up Galaxy S10. All right, let's type in iPhone XR. Right, so iPhone XR pulls up. See, cash paid for all iPhones, any condition. This is I buy iPhones any condition. This is what's most important. So iPhone XX Max XR 256. See? So the image is what gets people's attention, and that's what's most important. So because of that, we disguise the titles. And we do this for a couple reasons. The first reason is it gets the titles, it really helps with getting the ads to stick, and this is across all the platforms. So iPhone 7 Plus, 128 gigabyte, fully working. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's what I recommend that everyone does, is because that's what we're doing here. So what we're doing now is we are using iPhone or smartphone titles for the title. Now I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip. Let me give you guys a pro tip. Let me give you guys a super pro tip. I'm gonna give you guys a super pro tip. So if we type in iPhone XX Max, there's going to be a lot of competition. Because a lot of competition has figured out if they say iPhone XX Max in the title, they can get their ads to stick. Right? So we saw 1, 2, 3, 4. You know. This might pull up another state. Nope, not another state. But there's a fair amount of ads because a lot of the competition is doing this. But let me give you guys a little tip. All right, this is a pro tip. This is the tip that no one knows about. This is the tip, again, that I created. You guys know I like to create stuff that works. So, you guys might not believe this, but people actually go to Marketplace and they type in stuff they want to buy. So they actually type in iPhone XX Max to look for an iPhone XX Max to buy. The cool thing is, if you have iPhone XX Max in the title, not only does that help get ads to stick and you'll get people that are just scrolling, but when people type in specifically iPhone XX Max, that will pull up ads. That will help pull up your ads where you're advertising for this. What the competition hasn't figured out is that a lot of the competition's ads all say iPhone XX Max, iPhone XX, iPhone XX Max in the title. They just keep reusing that. What we want to do is we want to use titles of other popular smartphones in the title to give it variety. So let me show you. I'm going to go this, I'm going to pull this up right here. And we're going to go Facebook. We're going to go to Marketplace. And so let's type in S10 Plus. Now if we type in S10 Plus, notice that you don't see a lot of ads for the competition, right? I see only one ad right there, Cash for Phones. And that's all I see. So let's type in Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. All we see is one ad right here. All we see is one ad. Well, and we see another ad. Right? And this is Aaron's ad right here. Not fully, this is my ad right here. So what we're going to do is, when we're making the titles, we're not just going to use all iPhone XX Max or iPhone X or iPhone, XRs. We're going to use a variety of different popular smartphone titles, which not only help the ads to stick and when people scrolling, but the other thing it does, when someone types in Galaxy S10 Plus and they're looking for one to buy, they will land on your ad. And this allows you to, get leads for a long time, because when I made this ad a few weeks ago, probably about a month ago, but I still get leads from it every now and then, because whenever someone types in this specific phone, the ad shows up. Now let me try to find another one for you guys. 7 Plus, 128 gigabyte. So if someone types in 7 Plus, let's see if we see any competition's ads. Haven't seen any of their competition's ads yet. Right? They're saturating. They figured out that if they do iPhone XX Max in the title, they'll get their ads to stick. So all the competition's doing that. So, if this loads, we might eventually, maybe not. find an ad. Well, let's be a little bit more specific. Rose gold. Oh, that was mine? Huh. You'll see that. See, this is my ad. It shows up for this. None of the competition does this. They all just keep reusing iPhone XX Max. So when someone types in iPhone XX Max and they're looking for a phone to buy, and usually when someone searches the marketplace for an item to buy, they a lot of times have an item for sale. So when they type in iPhone XX Max, they're going to hit 20 people's ads, and they're going to shop around. When they type in iPhone 7 Plus and they're looking for this phone to buy, all they see is my ad. There's no other competition's ad. You guys see that? So this allows you to, like, really dominate. This allows you to really win. Let me show you guys, like, a couple more. Let's type in iPhone 8 Plus. And again, this is like, it's like a blue ocean. That means there's no competition. There's one ad right there. That's not my ad. Well, browse. Maybe the thing is Maryland Heights. Yeah, that's what we want, Maryland Heights. So you guys see how by doing this, sometimes it shows up, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But by doing this, it will allow you to, again, Note 9, 128 gigabyte T-Mobile. What? You guys see my ad shows up. This is my ad right here. And the image doesn't have to be the image that reflects the title. It doesn't matter. The title says Note 9, and this is a picture of an iPhone 7 Plus. And this ad was posted a long time ago. And if you want to know if these ads get leads or not, well, let's take a look. This is the ad right here, and view 17 more. So this got 20 leads so far from this one image. And it's great because if you look, oh, there's one right there. So, you know, there might be someone else that kind of gets it. But there's like no saturation in this. And then of course we could look at, we can of course do this for, let me try to pull up one more. iPhone 6s Plus. So again, someone types in iPhone 6s Plus, they're looking for a phone to buy, and they see all these phones. And there's all these phones. And there's all these phones. Oh, and then there's an ad. Beautiful. Guys advertise an iPhone. 128 GB. These are both my ads right here. You guys see this? So they type it in. Very little competition, and then your ads show up. I don't see any other ads. You guys see any other ads? I don't see any other ads. But I see Aaron's ads right here. And they show up, and again, you see why the image is so important. Title doesn't matter. This title doesn't matter, because the title is like this small, and the image is this big. When people are scrolling, what's going to get their attention? This image right here. This is why these images are so powerful. It took me like 2 years to really hone this in. And of course, you guys can just go steal them and start using these images to get great results. So that's the first tip. The first tip is we're going to be disguising the titles, but we're going to be changing off the titles. Now, let me give you a pro tip right here. We want to be using different titles of different popular smartphones. So the Galaxies, the Samsungs, maybe even a Google Pixel. Right? Google Pixel XL. I think I do have it. This is mine right here, right? And again, you see, this is the same 7 Plus I use for Google Pixel. So someone types in Google Pixel, no competition, I'm the only one here. Which means there's a less likely chance of them shopping around and just dealing with me because there's no other ads that show up. There's no other competitors' ads. It's just me. But the tip here is you want to use popular phones like Samsungs, iPhones, iPhones, and Google Pixels every now and then. But I'm probably not going to use like a Hydrogen 1. Because even though a Hydrogen 1's it's like a smartphone, it's not that popular of a smartphone. So I only want to use these popular brands because the popular brands is what people are going to be searching a lot of. And because iPhone's probably the most popular, I use a lot of iPhones. I use a bunch of Samsungs, and I'll use some Google Pixels and LGs every now and then. I'm not going to use Hydrogen 1s. And I'm going to be using like 4 years old and newer ones, right? I'm not going to be, iPhone 5S. I'm not going to be doing 5S. But I use 7 Pluses, right? I'll do iPhone 7s. I did the iPhone 6S Plus. You guys saw it. But that's kind of like where I go. Google Pixel XL is still, that was a Google Pixel 3. Well, so that's the strategy behind that. And think about this. If every day you post a new ad for a month, in 1 month, you got 30 ads. Now, out of those 30 ads, let's say only 22 of them stick, because we know a percentage will not stick. If out of the 22 that stick, all of them are different titles, 8 Pluses and S10s and 7 Pluses and Google Pixels and LGs and Note 9s and all these other ones, it's going to have a compounding effect, and it's going to allow you to take up a lot of the market share really quick. So let me go ahead and show you some of mine, and I want to point out a couple things. I'm just going to show you a bunch of mine now. Google Pixel X10 Plus, fully working AT&T and unlocked. I like to use full titles. I just don't like to use S10 Plus. I like to use the whole thing, right? Because if they type in Samsung Galaxy, I want that to show up. And in the title, I always like to put like fully working. AT&T unlocked. This is like a keyword stuff thing. So this shows up for X, XX Max, 64, and 256. Okay? So this is like a keyword stuff thing. The other thing I want to show you guys is I want you to see how many leads I get. I don't get a ton of leads from all of them. This one got 29 views, and this only got 2 leads. Let me show you the descriptions. My description says, no issues, fully working, meet in public place. Description doesn't really matter. Every now and then in the description, I'll make it like an actual full description. But a lot of times I disguise the description and I make it just like the title. The title makes it look like I'm selling a phone. The description is worded like I'm selling the phone. And the only thing doing the selling is the image, and that's the most important part. This one, though, this one got view 9 more. So this one got 11 leads. Message me for details. So this is just right to the point. Message me for details. What price should you put for the phone? The price I put for the phone, I just kind of mix it up. I like to figure out whatever price I think the phone might sell for from the market, and that's the price I put. The price doesn't really matter, right? I wouldn't make like an iPhone XX Max $5. I would make it, at least $400 or $500. But you see, this is $745. This is $450. And let me just give you a bunch more. iPhone XR yellow. So that one matched. That's the yellow one. This one only got 4 leads, right? But it's one ad. One ad for the day, and it got 4 leads. And look, this was May. January, February, March, April, May. This was over a month ago. And this was a lead that I got just a couple days ago. Let's see. Message me if interested, please. Only 55 views. So, like a couple years ago, Marketplace was like, you make an ad on Marketplace and you get 30 leads in every ad you put on Marketplace. That's not the case anymore, but we still use Marketplace. This is a good one right here, okay? Let's look at the description. Now, I actually disguise this, right? I buy smartphones, so I use spaces and symbols, and then I use spaces and symbols here, and you see it's stuck, got 195 views, and it got 14, 15, 16, 17 leads, so not bad. This one, that one got a fair amount of them. Let's see, iPhone 8 Plus Red. So that's that. iPhone XR. I like to put the condition. I just like to change the see picture, message me for questions. And that's an image. This one only got 4 leads. This one got a fair amount. Samsung Galaxy S10. 7 Plus, 128 gigabyte rose gold, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. So I'm keyword stuffing some of the titles. And that one, see picture, great condition, message me. This one only got 13 views. So if you're like, Aaron, my Marketplace doesn't get a ton of views. Well, that's okay. As long as it's getting views, that's fine. 24. This got 24 views. It's only got 2 leads. That's how it is. Sometimes you'll find a winner and you'll get a gazillion leads from it. Guys, this one got 7 people that viewed it. Perfectly good ad. No leads from it. Okay? Now, the other thing we're going to talk about is, and we're going to talk about in this video is the other stuff. But this is Apple Watches. You see this? This one got 30. This one got a ton of views. This one got a ton of leads. The Apple Watches and tablets you disguise as well. Disguise the title and just use the image. The image is what sells it. 429 views. All right, 67. I just want to show you guys a bunch of mine. I buy smartphones, so this one I decided to advertise in the description, and I disguised it. And this is kind of what you want to do. You want to be mixing up stuff. And then let me show you the tablets one. Tablets one. There's tablets right there. And, oh, that one got flagged. This is a tablets one as well. And, you can see. So, let's go ahead and post a couple ads now so you can see. We're going to post a little bit of both. We're going to go sell item. Item for sale. We're going to go to, we're going to find a good, I'm going to do this one. Mobile. Section for phones is mobile. Now, let's see. We're going to do LG V30. V30, 128 gigabyte. T-Mobile, AT&T, space gray, everything works. Price, we're going to put $380. IBUY. Well, and this says smartphone, iPhones. I'm not going to do, if I'm going to advertise for an LG V30, because that's a smartphone, I don't want the image to say iPhones, because that just doesn't make sense. If it's for LG, a lot of people are going to be searching for LG. I don't want them to land on it, get excited, and then see an ad only going after iPhones, and thinking that, oh, this person only buys iPhones. If they're searching for LG, they probably like LG. They probably have another LG for sale. I don't want to use iPhones. I want to use smartphones. So this is going to be the image I have. You guys see that? All this stuff matters. I buy smartphones. Message me for details. And then, that's it. We're going to go to next. And I'm just going to hit marketplace, and I'm going to hit post. And that's that. So this is how this works for, and I just posted this one. Now remember, we post one ad a day for phones, and now we're going to post one ad a day for either a tablet, a smartwatch, or a laptop. So let me go to sell something else. Item for sale. I'm going to go grab an image. And now let me find a good image for either a tablet. So that's a good one for a tablet. Or maybe a smartwatch. Well, that's another good one for a tablet. Let's use this one. And now, the cell phone section we posted in mobile. For Apple Watches, tablets, high-end cameras, and laptops, we're going to do electronics and computers. So what am I selling? I'm going to do iPad Pro, 12.9 inch, second gen, space gray, 256 gigabyte, unlocked, 9 out of 10. I like to take up space. I think when you have a lot of extra stuff in here, it helps disguise it as well, right? That's why I like unlocked, 9 out of 10, space gray. And that also helps because if someone searches for space gray or the gigabytes, it shows up. Price, we're going to put $745. See picture. Message me for details. The description for the apps in the marketplace, we just keep real simple. And I'm going to hit next. And then I'm going to hit marketplace, and that's it. So that's the strategy right there. That's the strategy. We got the images. All these images, of course, you have access to. And the posting strategy is one ad a day in cell phones, one ad a day in electronics for laptops, Apple Watches, tablets, and other high-end cameras. Now, what I'm going to recommend on a brand new marketplace account, brand new marketplace, remember, it's the most sensitive thing. I'm going to recommend, of course, doing a bunch of warm-up ads, and for the first couple weeks, just doing one ad a day in cell phones. Just doing one ad a day in either cell phones or electronics. So for the first brand new marketplace, one ad a day. After 2 weeks, 14 days later, start posting 1 ad a day in electronics and 1 ad a day in mobile. So you will be getting 2 ads in Marketplace, but in different sections. And the reason we wait a couple weeks is we want to warm up the account and make sure it's pretty strong before we start hitting it hard. But if you've had an account and it's been up for a couple weeks and a good amount of your ads are sticking, and you've been doing warm-up ads, as we talked about in the other video, you know the importance of warm-up ads, keeping the account strong, then the account is kind of strong enough to where it can handle 1 ad a day in cell phones, 1 ad a day in electronics, and, you know, a few warm-up ads a week, if not a little bit more to be safe, right? It obviously wouldn't hurt if you want to be safe to do 1 warm-up ad every single day. That would be ideally and safe, but once you have an account that's strong, especially if it's been a few months, 2 to 3 warm-up ads a week is totally fine. So that's the strategy for that. Now, what I will do for you guys is underneath this video, I'll put the link to the images. So you don't even have to click the resources tab. You can just click the link and it's going to give you thousands of images. Now, when you click the link for the images, in the beginning, the images won't have any words. You actually got to scroll down in the Dropbox, and at the bottom it has all the ads with all the images with all the images with writing on it. We want to be using only images with writing on it. You don't want to be using images that just have like something with money behind it. The writing is real important. That takes up the majority. That's like probably one of the most important parts. It should all have writing on it. You see how all these have writing on it. And then what else I'll include is a document to where it'll have a bunch of these different popular phones and different titles, so you don't have to think and create it. You can literally just download it, and then every day you could start with the first one, right? Start with this one. And then the next day go to the next one. And the next day go to the next one. And then after like a month, you'll have a good variety where you have ads that are sticking that have different titles going after different popular smartphones, which will allow you to do what we just talked about and take up a lot of like market share, and it's going to help you win. It's going to help you take out a lot of market share, so when people are searching for the LGs and the Google Pixels and the Samsung S7s and the 6S Pluses, when none of the competition, because all their ads just say XX Max in the titles, your ads will show up for all those other ones, which will help with the leads as well. So, that's what I got for you guys. And let me know how this works. When you start doing this and getting leads, post in Next Level's Facebook group. Anytime you learn something and you implement it and you have success, post it in Next Level's Facebook group, because I like to know that it works, just because it gives me good feedback on my teaching. So, that's what I got for you guys. This stuff I taught you guys right here, though, guys, this is super powerful. I just shared with you guys, I mean, this is like super powerful. This is like super powerful. This is very powerful stuff, guys. Don't take this lightly. Definitely go out there and implement it.